today's video, we're going to be looking at variadic functions in Roblox Studio, also known as functions that can take a variable number of arguments. Normally, when you create a function, you define a fixed number of parameters. For example, we have an add function here, which takes a and b as a parameter, and it just returns a plus b. This function only works with two values, but what if you want a function that can take any number of values? Well, that's where variadic functions come in. We can use three dots to represent this. Here is the simplest example. I have a function named printall, which takes in a ... parameter, or a variadic parameter. I then just print ... Now this doesn't look like it's going to do anything, but if we now call printall, and I can pass through hello, I can pass through world, I can pass through 1, 2, 3, and I can pass through as many arguments as I want into this method call, and now it will print all of those values. The ... basically means take however many arguments were passed into this function. Printing everything at once is useful, but most of the time you'll want to process each argument individually. So to do that, we can convert ... into a table. So let's create a new function, and I'll name this one print each. It's going to be a variadic function, meaning it's got this ... in it. I'm now going to create a local args table. Args is short for arguments, so I can say local args equals, and now let's put the ... into a table, and we use these curly braces here, and then type ... and this takes all the arguments and puts them into a table. We can now loop through each item in the args table, and I will print the index and the value. So first let's call print each, and I will pass through A, B, and C. And now let's run this. We get A, B, and C. Now you have full control over each argument. Let's go through another example. Let's build something useful, a function that adds any number of values. So I'll name this function sum, and it's going to be variadic, meaning it's got the ... in it. I'm going to create a total variable and just initialize that to 0. Now I'll loop through each argument that gets passed through. So put underscore comma value in pairs, and I'm going to loop through the table of the ... So all I've done here is just put the ... in a table. So this is the exact same as me saying local args equals ... in a table, and then putting args here. I can just put the table straight into the pairs and leave out the local args initialization. And in here I'll say total plus equals value, and finally I'll return the total. Now I can print the sum of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's see what this outputs. It outputs 36, which is correct. This is way more flexible than a normal function. You can also combine normal parameters with ... However, there is an important rule. ... must always be the last parameter. For example, let's create a greet function greet, and it's going to take through a prefix and the ... And now we can loop through each argument passed for underscore comma name in pairs. And let's just put the ... into a table. And do. And I'll print the prefix. Now concatenate, space, and then I'll print the name. Don't get the ... confused with the ... The ... is the concatenation operator. Now let's say greet, and I'll pass through hello, Alice, Bob, and I'll also do Charlie. Now if I press play, it says hello Alice, hello Bob, and hello Charlie. Perfect, so this works well. So in this case, prefix is hello, and everything else is the variadic arguments. We can't do ... and then the prefix, because when this code is running, it's never going to know how many arguments are passed through. And because it never knows how many arguments are passed through, it doesn't know when to put the prefix. Any defined parameters have to go before the ... So just make sure you keep that correct. Variadic functions also work really well with multiple returns. For example, I can create a getValues method, and this will return 1, 2, and 3. Now I can create a function which would be printValues, and it's going to have a variadic number of parameters, and this will just print those parameters. And now I can print values, and I can pass through getValues, and getValues will return 3 numbers, and those 3 numbers will get passed through to printValues. So the output, we get 1, 2, 3. This is because Lua automatically expands multiple return values into ... Now here are a few things to watch out for. Forgetting to store ... you can't loop ... directly, you need to convert it to a table first. Placing ... in the wrong position. For instance, this is wrong. And losing values accidentally. Some functions only take the first return value, so be careful when passing things around. Variadic functions are especially useful for custom logging systems, event systems, flexible utility functions, wrappers around remote events and remote functions, and debug tools. We can actually create an example logger by just creating a function and name it log. It's going to take a variadic number of parameters, and we'll just print, I can say in square brackets, something like log, and then I can add the arguments. And now I can quickly use game.players.player added :connect function passing through the player, and when a player joins I could just say something like log player joined passing through player.name and player.user ID, and this will now log that into the output. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe for more tutorials. We have a Discord server, which you can find the link to in the description, where you can ask for programming help others, or just chat there. You can also leave feedback on our videos and channel. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.